The ocean is Earth's final frontier. We've mapped the surface of Mars in more detail than our own seafloor. In those crushing depths, where sunlight has never reached and pressure can shatter steel, life thrives in forms we can barely imagine. But in 1997, the ocean spoke back. A sound so loud, so deep, that it traveled thousands of miles through the Pacific, and no one can explain it. Scientists called it the Bloop. What made this sound? Was it a massive iceberg cracking, a geological event, or was it alive? This is the true story of one of the ocean's greatest unsolved mysteries. Asterisk, our story begins with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, a group of scientists tasked with studying the oceans. In the 1990s, the Cold War had just ended, and the US Navy had left behind a vast network of underwater microphones, called hydrophones, originally built to track Soviet submarines. With the Cold War over, scientists now had access to this massive listening system. They could hear the ocean like never before, whale songs echoing across hundreds of miles, the rumbles of distant earthquakes, even the faint chatter of snapping shrimp. But in the summer of 1997, something unexpected happened. The hydrophones detected a sound, a deep, resonant bloop, so powerful it was picked up by sensors over 3,000 miles apart. That's the distance from New York to Los Angeles. No known animal could produce a sound that loud. No earthquake or volcano matched its frequency. It was something new, something that seemed alive. That's the sound, sped up 16 times so the human ear can perceive it. In reality, it was a slow, rumbling pulse like a heartbeat echoing across the ocean. Experts quickly ruled out ships, submarines, and most natural phenomena. The sound was organic in pattern, rising and falling in pitch like a living creature's call. But if it was a creature, it had to be enormous. Here's why. Sound travels faster and farther in water than in air. The loudest animals on Earth, blue whales, can be heard hundreds of miles away. The bloop, it was several times louder than a blue whale, which means whatever made it, if it was alive, was larger than any creature we've ever discovered. At first, scientists searched for logical explanations. One leading theory: icequakes, massive chunks of Antarctic ice breaking apart and sliding into the ocean, can create booming, resonant noises. Dr. Christopher Fox, a NOAA researcher, was one of the first to hear the bloop. He initially believed it might be glacial, but even he admitted it sounded alive. Over the years, spectrogram comparisons showed similarities to known marine life calls, only on a scale beyond imagination. Think about that for a moment. If it was a living creature, it would make a blue whale, the largest animal to ever live, look small. The mystery of the bloop didn't stay confined to scientists for long. As the internet grew in the early 2000s, the story went viral. Speculation ran wild. Some claimed it was evidence of a prehistoric sea monster, perhaps a surviving megalodon or a creature from the deep trenches never before seen. Others pointed to the works of H.P. Lovecraft, noting that the bloop's origin point was eerily close to the fictional sunken city of Ar-Lia, home to the mythical creature Cthulhu, of course. Scientists dismissed these as coincidences, but the timing and location fueled endless conspiracy threads. And the strangest part: so, what was the bloop? The official explanation today leans toward ice activity, large chunks of Antarctic ice cracking, amplified through the ocean. But even NOAA admits, we may never know for sure. The ocean is still 80% unexplored. We've sent rovers to other planets, yet we've barely scratched the surface of our own abyss. Down there, in the lightless trenches, could live creatures unlike anything we've imagined. When you consider that the giant squid, once a sailor's myth, was only filmed alive in 2004, it makes you wonder, how much is still hiding in the dark? Perhaps the bloop was nothing but ice. Or perhaps, for a brief moment in 1997, the ocean let us hear something ancient, something that prefers to remain unheard. The bloop remains one of Earth's last great mysteries, a sound that shook the ocean and our imagination. What do you think it was? Ice, a forgotten giant, or something humanity isn't ready to meet?